out how to make money off these tires, not spend money disposing of them. So we'll be in touch with Spencer a lot more. Okay, I see our Tijuana River Estuary Group has come back, so let's go to item 5A for that presentation. And I think who will be making that? That will be John Robertus, Clayback, Clay Phillips, and Carl Bell. I don't know who's going.
Clay is
Start,
not
John,
here.
or?
We had brought some of our leadership members in. I think they'll be joining us. I'm John Robertus. I'm with the Regional Water Quality Control Board here in San Diego. I've been with the board, this is my 14th year, and I've watched the problems with water quality in the Tijuana River with, I guess, a great deal of dismay and exasperation over the years. There are a number of problems. We've been working on the sewage issues, and finally, after actually getting involved in a suit with the federal government to make them finish building the plant with the secondary capability, we will, by this time and next year, have an operating 25 million gallon per day secondary sewage treatment plant to take the sewage from Mexico, some of it, treat it and discharge it through an ocean outfall and land outfall system into the Pacific Ocean within our region. With that,
where is that one going to be built? By the existing?
It will be built on this side of the border, right next to the existing plant. It's under construction now. And Steve Smullen will, I believe, Steve Smullen is with us. He's from the International Boundary and Water Commission. He's the project engineer on that.
That's the ingredient.
That's part of our, well,
Okay.
the segue into the briefing is that there are a number of issues that the regional board has been working on, and with the results from the court order that the plant will be built, we're now moving on to the next problems, which is the sediment and the trash. And the tires are a subset of the sediment. So last June, our board held a public workshop, and we had a room full of people, and the message was very clear. Either the regional board will start issuing cleanup and abatement orders to clean up the property where the waste has been discharged, or you come and work with us, and we are overwhelmed with the people who want to work with us at this point. So this ongoing effort that we're going to brief is in about its 9th month. It's very new, and it is remarkably successful today. Carl Nettleton has joined us. I don't know why Carl is with us. He's not being paid for this. But without Carl, I have to tell you personally, we would not be where we are today. Carl and I make up the policy team. We are co-chairs. And Carl brings expertise in this public process function. He also brings a great deal of knowledge of the elected officials and personal experience with process in the Tijuana River Valley, and a burning concern that I share with him that this problem needs to be fixed. The Tijuana Estuary is a resource that we need to care for and take care of. It's a tremendous asset. This facility and the people who work in SWIA are testimony to that. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Carl to brief you on where we are with this Tijuana Recovery Valley project. Carl.
John, thank you. It's a delight to be here this afternoon. And, I guess I'll answer John's question about why I'm here. I worked with the city's Metro Wastewater Department back in the early 90s, and was part of the team that worked with the community that helped to design the Jerry Road Bridge so that folks could get out with their horses when it flooded, and to design the aesthetics of the South Bay Water Reclamation Plant in a way that met the needs of the community. And I just found that this was a beautiful place down here. The people were feisty but honest and really wanted to do the right thing. And so I had some knowledge about it from a wastewater perspective. And as John said, when the decision was made to move RBWC plant to secondary, to for at least this point in time resolving that part of the issue, I saw that there was a new plateau for change. And I went to see John at someone's suggestion, and lo and behold, John was already working on it with a vision on how to move forward, and it really has been John's vision on how this can work. And we've been teamed up ever since. And why do I do this? Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, and you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And it's been really a joy, again, working down here. So I'm going to kind of give you an overview of what the recovery team's all about. And I thought I'd start, most of you know this, but I'm not sure how we're doing with light here. Yeah, it's tough to see, but we're the best. Interstate 5 crosses Dairy-Mart Road, which is where the bridge was built. Monument Road comes along here, which in my mind separates the valley proper from the highlands. And of interest to the recovery team is that there are 3 major inputs where water comes into the valley and carries things with it that we don't want in the valley. And in very lay terms, I like to describe it this way. There's 4 things that come across. There's chemical contaminants, biological contaminants, trash, and sediment. Most of the efforts of cleanup have been to try to stop the former 2. You can't see them or touch them. So what we're working on now are the 2 that you can see and touch and feel and remove, trash and sediment. And they come into the main channel of the Tijuana River. They come, this is the border of the yellow line, Smuggler's Gulch, and Goat Canyon. Those are the 3 major areas. There's also a small area called Yogurt Canyon where some come in. There's a Navy base up there. A little more of that later. The problem, many of you on the tour today saw it, probably not as dramatically as I would like you to have seen it. It's just tremendous, the amount of trash. And these FMEQs here from Wild Coast, a lot of credit for some of these photos goes to Ben, who's really been helpful in that regard, and just showing the visuals of this valley. So there's the main channel, whatever it's there, you can see the accumulation of trash. There's Smuggler's Gulch, you can see the border fence construction, you can see tires and foam. Goat Canyon, very similar things. There's sedimentation basin, we'll talk about that in a minute. This is a place where the sediment has already been captured. And here the river valley proper. This is my favorite photo right here. This is a walking trail. So it's called the Emily, Ben, what's the name of this trail?
Effie May Trail.
The Effie May Trail, and that's a walking trail. And that really, to me, shows you the extent of the problem. Here's a fire hydrant on Monument Road, half covered by sediment. And there's serious, this is flooding down here, the valley floods because there's so much trash and sediment in the center of the valley that the water can't go anywhere and it backs up onto the roads and into the ranches. And how long has it been going on? For more than 70 years. Back in 1938, the first documented sewage flow into the river that crossed the border. And part of the issue has been the multiple relations and the multiple agencies that have been involved. We just came out of a very good meeting with Clay and the NOAA group talking about this a little bit. These are not necessarily who's responsible for these lands. There'd be another map that showed that, but there's ownership. The IBWC, the county, the city, Park Fish and Wildlife Service, the Navy, the state of California, some private owners. There's leases within all of this, other areas of responsibility. Now the border fence has taken a line across there that becomes federal. All of these agencies have all been working to try to do what they need to do within their jurisdictions, but there hasn't been an overall collaboration of how we align those interests with resources. And what I have to say is a tremendous amount of intelligence and experience that are combined in the folks that have been working on this in this agency. So what is it? We're a collaboration now of more than 30 federal, state, local, and Mexican agencies organizing 4 action teams to implement a recovery plan for the valley under the overall guidance of the policy committee. We've got a vision and a mission that's been crafted with folks that are a part of it, and I'm going to read it normally, but I think it's important enough just to go through it. Tijuana River Valley is free of historical trash and sediment, protected from future deposits of trash and sediment, restored to a sustained physical, chemical, and biological integrity, and performing the hydrological functions while respecting the rights of current and future landowners and users. A lot of words, but I think you'll agree that they really try to set out what we want it to look like when we're done. So our mission becomes to bring together, for the first time in a new way, the government, administrative, regulatory, and funding agencies in tandem with advice from the environmental groups, stakeholders in the valley, to protect the valley from future accumulations of trash and sediment, identify, remove, recycle, or dispose of existing trash and sediment, and restore the valley floodplain to a balanced wetland ecosystem. Now let's make it simple. There's 3 words: stop, clean up, and recover. If we can stop the trash, then we don't have to keep cleaning up again and again and again in the sediment. And if we can successfully clean up the valley at one time in a significant way, then we can restore its hydrology. If we do that, we can handle the whatever remaining water quality issues are left. And the solutions: stopping the trash mechanically by baiting it at the source in Mexico,